Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Libre's moveset in the duel phase and her different options in the neutral. So we'll start off with 5YY, which is her standard jab. This move is I13, so it's pretty fast, and you can hit it about that range that I showed. You can also special cancel anytime from these jabs, so you can do 1 jab flying press, 2 jabs flying press, or 3. If you notice, 1 or 2 jabs into flying press is not a true combo, however 3 jabs is a true combo. It's important to know when your jabs will combo because this can lead to a lot of resets in the corner. The third jab has a just frame version that is more damage. It launches them, so it allows for combo extensions, and it has less scaling. In addition to special canceling these jabs, you can cancel into your 8XX, which is counter piercing. So you can do 1 jab, 8XX, which is not a true combo, or you could do 2 jabs, 8XX, which is a true combo. This move on block is pretty good because it's -4, so you can and the first 2 hits are a true block string, so you can just jab their shield twice or 3 times and block. In training mode, there's actually a bug, so if you jab their shield twice, they won't really do anything. But believe me, only the first 2 hits are true combo, or true block string. On block, you can actually cancel into a tick throw, so you can do double jab into your throw and it will catch them. Or you could do single jab throw. However, 3 jabs into throw will not work. And in the corner, this is really good because it makes them scared, and the only thing they can do to avoid it is mash their throw break. They can't even jump because it's an air grab. So all they need to do is mash attack and they'll be able to break it. But this will lead to some deadly mix-ups because you can do like, you can cancel into your 8XX, which will beat their attack. You could also cancel into your flying press, or you could do all 3 jabs, which will also hit them. So it's really good in the corner. And if you land a 5Y in the corner, that leads to your best wall combo. So 5Y is just really solid tool overall. Really good mid-screen, even better in the corner. So a lot of people like to counterattack, so you can just jab them into your throw, and it will catch them. So yeah, it's mainly used for corner carry combos, and if you land it in the corner, you can get a really devastating wall combo. And yeah, that's about it for. Next, I'll be talking about her 6Y, which is a good tool to use at about this range. It's a good mid-range tool. It can combo into flying press, and it can combo into wild charge, which will get you that phase shift and give you enhanced. This move has about 40% scaling, so it's not the best damage, but it's a good tool to get in, and it's good if you can hit their block with it because it's only -4, and it leads to some pretty cool mix-ups. So let's set them to block, and let's say they counter after you hit their block. So the standard combo is 6Y into flying press, which is usually countered, but you could do 6Y and cancel into web, and it will catch their counter. You can also do 6Y into double team and jump out, cross them up, or you could do 6Y, double team. And do quick attack, which will beat out snap counters. You can also cancel into wild charge. But I don't think that beats counters. So I guess your throw would be best option. Or you could just 6Y and block, see what they do. It's just a good tool to cover a lot of range. And I would say comboing into wild charge is your best bet if you want that phase shift and for more damage. And it's also useful in a lot of combos. Oh, and it's a high, so it can go over moves like Lucario 2Y, Chandelure's 2Y, Charizard's 2X, so characters that have common pokes that are lows, it's really good versus. Next I'm going to go over Libre's 8Y, and this move is probably her best normal, especially in the neutral. So this is a directable anti-air, so this is the 8Y version. The 9Y goes a little bit more further and diagonal, and then 7Y goes like almost straight up. So it's directable, and it leads to some of her best mid-screen and wall combos. So let's say that they're blocking, and you're near them. I would say just like throw out an 8Y because it's really safe. You can look how far it pushes them back, and then you can air dodge back to be safe. Or if you want to stay up in their face, you can just do jump Y, and it pretty much lands with no lag. And they can't really do much to like punish you for it. Like, let's put them to normal attack, okay? And you're right here. You 8Y their shield. The jump Y will hit them out of their attack because it's so fast. If they try to anti-air you, you can just jump R back, and I think jump Y will even cover some anti-airs. It's just really good. Like, you have to respect this move. There's not much you can do about it. You can just, yeah, just throw it out and not get punished, pretty much. Like if they counterattack, you have enough time to block, or you could go far away and then punish them like that. If you manage to do it on their counterattack, you can cancel into Spark or your jump R. So let me show that real quick. Let's have them stand still, and I'll knock them down. So yeah, so Libre's counterattack will just miss. Other counterattacks you can just stuff with Spark, or you can jump R. So let me knock them back down. Yeah, so you can just jump R to avoid it, since it puts you in the air, so it'll avoid most counterattacks. It's just really safe. It's safe on block, safe on counter, and it leads to some deadly wall combos. So her next move I would talk about is her 2Y, which is a low and it's special cancelable. But the only true combo from it is discharge. So if you do 2Y to flying press, it's not a true combo, but 2Y to discharge is. So it's the main advantage to this move is that it's a 9-frame move and it's a low, so you can low profile stuff, and has really low recovery, so you can just use it to poke. And it also breaks throws. For example, let me set the CPU to throw, and if you do break a throw with it, you can actually combo into wild charge. So normally it doesn't combo into wild charge, but if you break a throw, you can combo into wild charge, and it does combo into your burst. So let's say you have burst, you can do 2Y burst, and it will combo, and it will do some decent damage. So overall, it doesn't have too many uses, but it does give you low profile, and it does break throws. So that's what I would use it for. Alright, so next I'm going to talk about her Jump Y and Jump X. These moves are just good to use as jump-ins. So Jump Y, you can just jump in, and if they don't anti-air you, you can hit them with a giant hitbox and land a combo. Jump X is also really good because it's pretty fast and it also leads to combos. Though I would say the best thing about these moves is how safe they are on block. So I'll just show you what you can do with both of them on block. So when you're enhanced, you can just wall bounce and then jump Y, and they can't really do much about it. If you're at this range, you could also 8Y jump Y, which is pretty fast because 8Y is just a faster way to get into the air sometimes. 8Y and jump X, and depending where you hit with the jump X, you're positive. So if you hit like the bottom of their shield, you're positive, but if you hit like the top, I think, you're about 0. So Jump X is still pretty good as long as they don't anti-air you. Then now I'll go over her heavy moves. So 5X is this sand attack that has a huge hitbox, and if you hit them on the ground, you'll do 60 damage and you'll be at frame advantage, so it's not too bad if you hit them on the ground. But if you hit them while they're jumping, you can land a cool combo. And I'll go over combos later, but that's mainly what you want to use it for. Just to, if they're in the air at this range, you can hit it with, hit them with it and land combos. Her 6XX is pretty good, I would say. It's a 13 frame move and it's a heavy, so if it clanks with a 9 frame move or a 13 frame move, it'll beat it out. But it's not as safe as some of her other options. Both hits are -8 on block, so, and it's not a true block string, I believe. So I think they can counter in between. Yeah, so they can counter in between the hits, and they're both -8. So it's, I wouldn't say use it in neutral, but use it after you would use it in your combos, because it's really good after you land like a counter attack or a jump Y or a jump X. So it's not too bad. Her 2X is pretty good because you can hit it from about this range, and it sets up for a lot of OP. And there's a second hit that actually anti-airs. And I believe 2X itself has anti-air properties. So it's pretty good at this mid-range. I would say 6Y is your mid-range tool for highs, and it's 2X for lows. And then finally we have our 8XX. This move is really, really good. The first hit can be anti-aired, so this part. But the second hit, there's not really much you can do besides block it. I know some characters can have ways to get around it. Like Breaks In, she can 4X the second hit. But you just kind of have to respect it. And it pierces counter, so I'll set block, and I'll set them to counter. So yeah, it pierces counter, it enhances, and it's safe on shield. So it's really good, and it can be cancelled into from your jabs. I would say if you want to get enhanced in dual phase, end your combos with this, and I'll show some combos that end in 8XX in the future. So you can use enhanced without getting a phase shift. Alright, so now I'm going to give a quick rundown of her Pokemon moves in the dual phase. I already talked about a lot of these, so I'm not going to go too in-depth into some of them. So Discharge, she still has this, and it's still pretty good in dual phase. If you charge it, you get 3 hits, so it'll hit them in the air. But it does have one weakness. You can, or most characters can, just low stance it, and all characters can use their sweep attack to punish it. So it's really not that great. Like, I wouldn't say spam this in neutral, because it's really not that great of a move. The best thing about it is that you can cancel it, and if they sweep, you can get a punish. So it just, the mix-ups that come along with canceling the move is the most important thing. Electro Web, I talked about this. It's special cancelable from her jabs, and I think that's the best part about it. The unenhanced version does not phase shift, and it does 60 damage. And the enhanced version, I'm in burst mode right now, so it's going to do 132, but it has base of 120, like her normal grab, and it actually phase shifts. So she still has double team in dual phase. The way it works here is that if you do quick attack, the last clone is where she pops out from, and if you cancel into jump forward is the last clone, jump backward is the first clone, then neutral jump is the middle clone. So depending on what move you do is like which clone she pops out of. You can also cancel a double team into jabs, and this gives you more range. So like say that you're at this range, you can cancel into throw, or you can cancel into jabs. If you expect them to jump, you can cancel into your 5x, and you could always cancel into quick attack. So it's still a really good mix-up tool in dual phase, especially at like this range. You can keep them guessing. You can jump a lot because Libre's air mobility is good, especially if she's enhanced. And it's just a difficult tool to deal with. It still has projectile invulnerability, or it actually has invulnerability to like any move after the startup. So it's really good. Now we'll talk about Flying Press. So this move, you can combo from it. It's pretty much just a combo tool. After you hit him with the unenhanced version, you're at frame advantage, along with an unenhanced web. So both of those moves keep you in frame advantage, which is really good. And finally, we have Wild Charge. This move covers about this range, and has armor at the startup, but it loses armor in the middle, I believe, because long-lasting hitboxes will beat it out, high attacks will beat it out, and then you could always block it and punish it. It's unsafe on block, always. There's no like spacing involved. So if I wild charge their shield, they get a free crit grab. So it's not that great of a move. When you're enhanced, it does do a lot of damage, but other than that, it's not that great. I would use it wisely because you can get punished. But it's good in her combos because she can get a lot of damage from it. So I'll go over the enhanced versions of her moves now. So when you're enhanced, Discharge does more damage and has a bigger hitbox and more projectile priority. Wild Charge just does more damage. Flying Press becomes really good in enhanced mode. It goes farther and it's plus 12 on block. So look, in the corner, Flying Press into jab is a true block string. So it's really good when you're in burst mode because most people will be blocking, and it does some chip damage, so you can hit their block and just keep going. The deadly mix-up in the corner is you jab their shield and it's either Flying Press or it's web, and they have to guess. If they continue shielding and get hit by Flying Press again, they're forced into the mix-up again. So they'll either have to counter, or they'll have to try to break, or they basically have to try to predict your throw and break it. It's scary because say if they start countering and you block and you see their counter, you can just burst them if you're in a burst mode. So it's really scary in the corner. Spark is about the same. If you space it, you get safe. If you don't space it, you get punished. So nothing has really changed from Field to Duel about Spark. And that's it for her Pokemon moves. So next I'm just going to talk about the different moves that you want to use. Alright, so in the neutral in Duel phase, it really just depends on the matchup that you're playing. But I'm just going to talk about this as if you were playing a character like Lucario or Pikachu that has to play footsies basically. Versus Zoner, it's different because Zoners are mostly shooting stuff at you and you have to approach. But against most other characters, you just want to walk up and block. You have a decent walk speed in Duel phase, faster than most characters, I would say. So just walking and blocking is really good. If you're about at this mid-range, you can throw out a 6Y to get close to them, or you can just stay out of the range of their moves. I think that's the most important thing for neutral. You don't really want to CADC that much unless it's absorbing a projectile. I think CADC is not that great in the neutral because you have to, it's basically committing to something, and that gives your opponent a chance to punish it. Because offline especially, like, you have to dash out and it's much easier to predict / react to the dash and punish it. So you don't want to CADC too much. Counterattack is good at the mid-range because it does have a good range, but they can jump over it. So what you want to do is just walk and block, and when you're about this range, throw out an 8Y just because you can do it. If it hits, you get a combo. If it doesn't hit, you're safe. So Libre has really safe moves on block. You can just throw out 5Y as well. They can't really do much about it. And that's mostly it. Like, I wouldn't say, like, obviously there's more layers to it. There's different stuff you have to know, but you basically just want to wait for your opponent to mess up and punish something. And if they think you're going to throw, like, right next to them and you throw out 8Y, they'll get hit. And just trapping them in the corner using your corner pressure is a majority of her gameplay once you win the neutral. So her neutral is, like, not that great, but once she wins it, she gets a lot of reward for it. And the most important thing is that she has a safe neutral. Although she doesn't have the best tools to, like, let's say pressure from afar, once she's in your face, she's really scary because you really can't do much in terms of defense besides guess that she's going to attack you. And even if you counter and she 8Ys, she's pretty much safe most of the time. So yeah, I covered all the moves and, like, how to use them, and I would say just use what I've told you from those moves and come up with your own style on how you can use them in the neutral. So I know that's kind of vague on how to really approach, how to really get in on them, but you really don't need to worry about getting in besides if it's a zoner. Most characters you can just walk and block. If you want to get in a little bit quicker, if you're enhanced, you can use your wall bounce and it'll bring you really far. So say you're, like, right here, you wall bounce, you're, like, in their face. That's like about half screen you can cover in the air, which is really good. 2x is really good at the mid-range. 8xx is pretty good at about this range. 6Y is good. 8Y is good point blank. 8Y and 5Y. 2Y is pretty good as well. I don't use it as much as I should, but it's really safe. And you can actually do a tick throw mid-screen. So you can do 2Y and then cancel into your throw. So there's that. Dashing and then faking them out with discharge cancels and double team is really good. Like, if you're at this half screen link and you double team dash, you're in their face already. So double team dash into 8Y is really safe. I mean, even if they counter, like 8Y is just really safe on a lot of stuff. So those are some of the approaches that you can use. Air approaches, basically the wall bounce, and then double team or double team jump back. Dive kick is really good at this mid-screen link because it can punish a lot of stuff. So you just want to wait and react to what they're doing. You don't really want to just like randomly guess. Besides, if you're point blank, you can just throw out 8Y. Like, I'm not kidding, this move is so good, you can just throw it out and not get punished for it. So those are just the basic things that you want to keep in mind when you're playing the neutral. And in the next video, I'm going to cover her combos, her set play, the stuff that you can do when they're knocked down. So look forward to that, and thanks for watching.